Today on Florida Sportsman Best Boat, we take a closer look at an aluminum bay boat that delivers a rugged and tough experience while in a versatile package, the SeaArk Bay Runner 210.
At the end of the day, I forgot that I was on an aluminum boat. I just thought it was a regular fiberglass boat. It was super smooth, super quiet, and really fun.
For boaters that require additional comfort and style while hunting sportfish offshore, we step aboard the Belzona 27CC.
If this is the direction that Belzona is taking their company, they're going to bring us more fish-friendly models. I, for one, am very interested to see where that heads.
And we examine an express that is designed for the most adventurous of angling families, the Stamas 370 Aegean.
Well, you know what the Stamas family is famous for saying? We've been overbuilding boats for over 60 years. I couldn't wait to get on the 37 Aegean.
All coming up on Florida Sportsman Best Boat. What's the best boat for you? Whether you desire precision while poling across the shallowest of flats, the ability to roam a variety of destinations from inshore to offshore, no boundaries while in vast expanses of open ocean, or you just want to create lasting memories with friends and family on the water. Join Florida Sportsman's trusted boating experts as they review the latest from today's most popular boating manufacturers to help you decide which is the best boat for you.
Welcome to another season of Florida Sportsman Best Boat. Guys, in the time since we were together last, the boat designing industry has been moving at warp speed. We've got great new ones this year.
You're right, Rick, and 2020 has been a rough year for all of us, and more people are on the water and boating. Let's face it, it's literally the only thing we can do right now.
You're right, Lori. It's crazy how this year has really not gone off without a lot of bumps along the way, right? But despite that, the boat building business is booming, and we still are going to manage to put together a nice collection of boats for you this year. The Stamas 370 Aegean. This is a boat unlike any Stamas I've ever seen or ever been on. A boat that really reminds me a lot of like a big diesel sport fisherman, and it's got a lot of features on it. It's a very cool boat, and I can't wait to show it to you.
You want to talk about new boats? We've had Belzonas before. They're always stylish, they're always comfortable. Belzona, in their free time, designed a 27 sport fishing machine, a big center console that you've got to see.
Well guys, I have you beat. We have the SeaArk 210 Bay Runner. She was an all aluminum boat, and I have to tell you, it was so much fun being on this because all I know of an aluminum boat is a John boat. So this was a real winner for me.
Hey, you know what all three of these boats have got in common? It's the first time we've got to see them, and we've got to bring them to the audience. Let's get started.
When we return, our hosts take a look at a boat designed for durability and fishability, the SeaArk 210 Bay Runner. But first, let's join FS Boating editor George Labonte as he explains the safety advantages of owning an EPIRB in this week's seminar segment.
Florida's FWC would like to be sure our viewers are aware of the fact and also to inform you how the use of technology can save your life. FWC encourages boaters to take advantage of this technology by first purchasing, then registering an onboard emergency locator beacon. This can either be an EPIRB for your vessel or a personal locator beacon for yourself. In the event of any situation that finds you afloat in the water, either clinging to your submerged vessel or worse, alone in the water wearing only a PFD, these beacons, when activated, transmit an emergency distress signal to surrounding watercraft, aircraft, and to the Coast Guard. This signal not only alerts authorities quickly to respond to your distress signal, but also transmits your position, providing the highest likelihood of a rescue in a timely fashion. Without the use of a locator beacon, a lone swimmer in the middle of the ocean is a very difficult target to randomly locate from the air or by boat. The cost of this small device is the smallest price to pay to ensure your survival should you ever have the misfortune of needing it, and a price you'd happily pay if you found yourself adrift without one.
This segment brought to you by FWC, the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission.
Boating is a great way to relax, but staying safe means being aware. Don't get distracted. Always pay attention to your surroundings. Be aware of other boaters. Stay focused. Stay alert. The marine environment is constantly changing. Stay safe and be aware.
Welcome back to Florida Sportsman Best Boat. Join our hosts as they take a closer look at the SeaArk Bay Runner 210, an aluminum bay boat designed with durability and fishing versatility in mind. The SeaArk Bay Runner 210 has an overall length of 20 feet 6 inches, a beam of 7 feet 10 inches, and a max horsepower rating of 175. Engineered for coastal fishing, she has a draft of 10.5 inches, a dead rise of 15 degrees, a weight of 1,655 pounds, and a fuel capacity of 30 gallons. Now, let's hear more from our hosts.
You know what, guys, I can't help it. When I think of aluminum boats, I think of fresh water. It's just how I was raised. But SeaArk built this Bay Runner 210 for saltwater. We're gonna get to check it out.
Okay, Rick, aluminum boat. Yes, I've never been on an aluminum boat before, so I didn't know what to expect. And walking up here today, I'm excited to be on it and fish and see how it rides mostly.
Well, SeaArk has done something really smart. You know, there's a trend in boating now, and I've seen a lot of it, and you're gonna see a lot more of it going down the road here, and that is using these John boat style boats, and especially aluminum boats. They're making the transition into saltwater really seamlessly, and they're building these boats as like a bay boat configuration. They're building them for people that are used to fishing on a fiberglass boat in saltwater, and this boat right here is just an incredibly wide, stable platform. It makes sense for you to use this boat in saltwater. I think we're gonna be in for a treat today.
All right, let's get one thing out of the way right now. When people think of aluminum boats, they so often think of John boats. Please don't confuse the SeaArk Bay Runner 210 with a John boat. This boat cut through the waves very nicely because of the shape of her bow. She doesn't have that flat bottom. She's actually got great beam, and we had plenty of room to move around, but the boat handled surprisingly well in the Florida inshore chop.
Now the Bay Runner 210 is a very stable platform also. It's a 20.5-foot long boat by 7'10" wide. This boat's got 26-inch hull size, and it's rated to carry 10 people. Now, of course, you're not gonna go out fishing with 10 people on the boat, but it's built to handle that kind of weight. It's a very stable boat. And if you find yourself wanting to go to the sandbar and hang out and do that kind of stuff, you got room for a bunch of people on this boat to do it. Now, one feature about the 210 Bay Runner that Lori actually in particular asked me about was the flotation pods on the back. What are they for, she asked. Well, I'm gonna tell you what they're for. This is a very common feature on John boats. You see it a lot, and flotation pods are commonly added to the back of a John boat to give the boat more buoyancy in the back. Now, for what, you might ask? Well, John boats just by nature have a tendency for the bow to pop up a lot and they catch a lot of wind. Now, this isn't the classic traditional square front bow on this 210 Bay Runner, but at the same time, you want the boat to really come down onto plane fast, especially if you're taking off in shallow water. And as the bow comes up, that added buoyancy in the back is gonna really push the bow back down and get you out of the hole a lot quicker and get you leveled out right away.
That non-skid deck, it didn't absorb heat, and it was very comfortable to walk around on all day long. I tell you something us old men really appreciate too about the SeaArk. The step up to the casting platform came in 2 levels. There was a step and then another step, but SeaArk was smart enough to put storage under each step, so there's no wasted space.
At the end of the day, I forgot that I was on an aluminum boat. I just thought it was a regular fiberglass boat. It was super smooth, super quiet, and really fun.
Sitting up forward on that pedestal seat's about as comfortable as you can be, and you can handle everything without ever having to get out of that seat. Talk about maximizing your real estate. Here's what SeaArk did with the 210 Bay Runner in the transom. It's got invisible seating. Now here's what I mean by that. You look at it first and it's a rear casting platform, but you can flip up a seat on either side and sit there very comfortable when you're running, or when it's time to fish, you just put the pedestal seat back there. That stern seating and stern casting platform is a perfect use of space for a 21-foot boat.
I was so impressed. This is really a true bay boat, and it ran great. George, Rick, I told you guys this morning I'd never been on an aluminum boat before, so I really didn't know what to expect. It's a blank canvas for me. Well, today was great. I mean, this boat was easy to fish on. It rode great. It was a great day for me.
This boat to me feels like a bay boat. The aluminum factor was a non-factor for me. It's very light, it felt good. I'm plenty comfortable fishing this boat.
Just like we said when we were leaving the dock this morning, I said, look how wide this boat is. We're gonna be stable, we're gonna be comfortable, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. And this boat didn't disappoint one bit.
If you are a guy that grew up on John boats, which most of us did, and you're headed to saltwater to fish bigger water, to fish for bigger fish, to do more things, the SeaArk Bay Runner 210, welcome home.
When we return, our hosts examine a boat built for serious comfort fishing, the Belzona 27CC. This segment brought to you by Bennett, superior by design.
50 years ago, Bennett Marine changed boating forever, inventing the trim tab, helping boaters get on plane faster, reduce bow rise, correct listing, improve efficiency, and increase performance. Over 1 million systems later, worldwide, we offer durable and dependable trim tabs and hatch lifters for all boat sizes. Your only source for both hydraulic and electric systems. Industry-leading innovation, plus the best warranty and service available. Get Bennett on board and enjoy the ride.
Welcome back to Florida Sportsman Best Boat. Join our hosts as they step aboard the Belzona 27CC, a fishing-oriented center console that does not sacrifice style or amenities. The Belzona 27CC has an overall length of 27 feet 2 inches, a beam of 9 feet 4 inches, and a max horsepower rating of 450. Built to keep offshore anglers comfortable, she has a draft of 20 inches, a dead rise of 21.5 degrees, a weight of 6,500 pounds, and a fuel capacity of 200 gallons. Now, let's hear more from our hosts.
Guys, on this gorgeous morning, we are on the Belzona 27CC. This model is a departure from the Belzonas we've seen in the past.
Rick, you're absolutely right. I can remember, was it 2 years ago, we shot Belzona, and all I can remember was the comfort features and how great that boat was set up to be comfortable. Well, coming from that boat onto here, we still have all those features, but I gotta tell you, she's set up to go fishing.
Well, I'm certainly comfortable right here, but we're on a fishing boat, we got baits in the live well, and there's some stuff going on around us. What do you say we do a little fishing right here? Now, the 27-foot center console is actually the same hull as their 27 walk-around, and for Belzona to try and make a move into the pure fishing market, I actually think it's a great move for them. I mean, this is a boat that a lot of people love because of their style, but there's going to be a lot of people that really demand more fishability in a boat. If this is the direction that Belzona is taking their company, they're going to bring us more fish-friendly models. I, for one, am very interested to see where that heads. Now, the 27cc Belzona is a very capable offshore fishing boat and a very capable offshore weather boat as well. The boat's max rated for 450 horsepower and carries 200 gallons of fuel, but more impressively than all that is the fact that this boat is a 500-mile range. This boat featured an upgrade which I thought was very cool, a carbon fiber dashboard and a carbon fiber tilt steering wheel, a very classy package. Now, I'm a big fan of the 3-sided glass enclosure for a windshield on this boat. They offered it that way, but they also offer it without a windshield and with a wrapped polycarbonate one piece as well.
You know, Belzona's been bringing us boats for years now, and they've all had a lot of amenities, and a lot of them were in the cockpit. We've seen grills in the cockpit, sinks. Hey, as an old charter boat mate, let me tell you what I appreciated, a tackle station right at the back of the helm seat. That means all you had to do is turn around, grab the tray you needed, close the door, and you can switch lines, switch lures in a heartbeat.
The transom seating today was really nice, and what stuck out to me was a lot of the times the transom seating will take 2 people to set down. You'll have buttons and it makes it a little bit more complicated. What I really enjoyed about this transom seating today is that the legs were just like a table. Pop up the legs and the bench just easily fell down into the place in the transom, opening up the fishing platform.
Why dual live wells? Well, I'll tell you why. When we're on a hot bite, I'm not going over to push somebody out of the way so I can get to the live well and get my next bait. You've got your baits in your corner, I've got my baits in mine. Oh, by the way, I probably picked out the best ones for myself.
This boat had amazing storage. You had storage under your bow seating, you had storage on the floorboard up at the bow, and then taking that storage all the way to the console. This console had so much room in it for all my bags, coolers, miscellaneous items, you name it, I could store it on this boat.
Now, something immediately recognizable on all the Belzona boats is their patented dive door, their side entry door. The previous models of this boat have a sliding door that you know immediately when you saw it, and you could easily tell that it was a Belzona. This boat features a new design that they call a jumper door. Now, this door opens on an articulating motion, and the door is actually built out of carbon fiber. It's very light, So it's not going to crush your toes or fingers. It's really easy to operate, and more importantly, it provides real quick access to the water and boarding on and off at the dock. It's just a great design.
They really did a great job bringing in fishing features without taking away from the classic Belzona sexy, sleek look. George, Rick, you know what I really liked about today? We got to show this Belzona in its true form. It was rough out there today. We were rocking and rolling, and I think when you film a boat, it's so important to show the boat in some rough seas. Let's see what she can do. And she held up great. I had a great day.
I did too, and for starters, I love this size range. This boat felt big. Does that make sense to you? I was perfectly comfortable in the choppy water. I tell you where it exceeded my expectations. It had so much real estate. This is a wide open fishing machine from a great boat company.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I mean, I know it was Belzona's intention to appeal more to the fishing crowd, and trying to combine comfort features like they all have with fishing can get a little bit dicey. I think they definitely hit the mark. This boat was real fishable, and we've gotten a chance to relax on it, and it hasn't let me down there. I think this should be a real popular boat for these guys.
You know, over the years, we've done a few Belzonas, and they all had the same thing in common. They were luxurious, they had great creature comforts. This is a fishing boat, make no mistake about it, but it is 100% pure Belzona.
When we come back, our hosts step aboard a boat with truly limitless potential, the Stamas 370 Aegean. This segment brought to you by Suzuki, the ultimate outboard motor.
Go to SuzukiMarine.com to find a dealer near you.
Welcome back to Florida Sportsman Best Boat. Join our hosts as they check out the Stamas 370 Aegean, an outboard powered express with room for the entire family and features for the avid sport fisherman. The Stamas 370 Aegean has an overall length of 37 feet, a beam of 11 feet 2 inches, and a max horsepower rating of 850. Engineered for adventurous offshore excursions, she has a draft of 19 inches, a dead rise of 18 degrees, a dry weight of 13,000 pounds, and a fuel capacity of 356 gallons. Now, let's hear more from our hosts.
Guys, I gotta tell you, Stamas has been building boats a long time, as we know. This one's different. This one's not a center console, not a cuddy cabin. This one to me feels like an express sport fisherman.
Well, it is an express sport fisherman, Rick. We're on the 370 Aegean from Stamas today, and you know, this is a legitimate cabin boat. And a cabin boat is a whole different animal than a center console. This is going to offer you a lot of versatility. You're going to have a lot of options on this boat to do things that you definitely wouldn't have to do if you're on a center console.
You're right, I see a lot of versatility on this boat. With that cabin, I could be on this boat for days. I just gotta go get my passport.
Well, you know what the Stamas family is famous for saying? We've been overbuilding boats for over 60 years. I couldn't wait to get on the 37 Aegean, and she didn't disappoint in the least. This may be the reason why it's Stamas yachts instead of Stamas boats. This one is a true sport fishing yacht.
Now, this is my 4th season working on Best Boat, and it just occurred to me that in 4 years we have not done one single inboard powered boat. If there was ever a boat that we've seen over the course of these years that was like an inboard boat, the Stamas 370 Aegean is definitely the boat. At 37 feet long by 11 feet wide and 13,000 pounds, this is probably the most big boat feel you're going to squeeze out of a 37-foot boat under any circumstances. And believe me when I tell you, this boat feels like a big boat. Cruising at 35 miles an hour, this boat offered 1.2 miles to the gallon, which for any boat of that dimension is really impressive. A big diesel boat of that size is not going to get that kind of mileage. Top speed on the boat, 50 miles an hour, still brought you 0.83 miles to the gallon, which isn't a lot, but that's a big boat going 50 miles an hour, and that is economical.
In the cabin today, you have every amenity that you have at home. That's why it was so comfortable. From the king-size bed up in the bow, sink, stove, microwave, refrigerator, even utility doors. And across from the kitchen, Not only is it a booth table setting, that actually converts into another bed. Then you have a full stand-up shower, head, and an additional sink in the bathroom.
Now, I don't typically talk about a lot of the comfort and design features on a boat. I leave that department to Lori, but Stamas has taken advantage of every inch of space in the boat, and I like how they're using all of the cabin and all of the space below decks, more importantly. The boat features an aft cabin, which is essentially when you walk down into the cabin, turn around and face where the person driving the boat would be standing. Underneath there, there's a bunk.
Talk about having room. This thing had such a big cockpit. Plenty of room for a half a dozen people to stand along the rails and bottom fish if they want to. Here again, it gave you the feel of being on a yacht, not being on a boat. Having the tackle center within easy reach of the cockpit is a sport fishing mate's dream. If you want to change a bait, change the lure, open the door, pull out the tray you need, close it back, everything's organized. You can switch the type of fishing you're doing in minutes, not in an hour.
One aspect of the 370 Aegean that I found really interesting, in fact, the big reveal moment came for me when we lifted the hatch. The cockpit sole comes up in one piece. This gigantic hatch lifts up on powered pistons and reveals a huge storage area underneath the decks, and I mean huge. The generator fits below. Underneath this space, there's room for a seakeeper. There's room to put all kinds of gear down there as well. It's a great use of space.
Guys, there is nothing this boat can't accomplish. It is just fantastic.
You're right, Lori. I mean, this boat definitely proved itself to be as versatile as I thought it was going to be. You know, we got caught in the rain on this boat. We got out of the rain in that cabin. We spent the day in the sun in this boat, and we put the kid down in the cabin to get out of the sun. We took naps down there. We ate lunch down there. I mean, a cabin boat that you can spend a lot of time on and have all this comfort up here and the fishability. This thing was great.
You're right, guys. And you know what? I've been trying to figure out why this boat felt so big to me. We got all the cockpit back here that a sport fisherman would ever need. We've got this luxurious cabin, but I think I figured it out. You feel like you're on a flying bridge right here, don't you? This height, I couldn't figure out why I kept coming up here to watch the baits and everything. It is so much nicer than a lot of other boats of this genre we've been on. I love the helm height on this boat.
Guys, this Stamas 370 Aegean definitely checked all the boxes. Nothing like starting off at the top. Those were 3 great boats.
You're not lying, Lori. Hey, listen, if you'd like any more information about these 3 boats or any boat you see on Florida Sportsman Best Boat, visit us at floridasportsman.com.
Or we'll see you next week on another episode of Florida Sportsman Best Boat.
Make sure to join us next week on Florida Sportsman Best Boat as we take a look at the Seabourn LX24, the Stamas 31 Aventura, and the Contender 44 FA.